Hello Photoshoppers, this is Rebecca and today I'm going to show you this fun tutorial on how to use masks to create a multiple exposure effect. So in your downloads folder you'll find these files, exercises 01 JPEG, exercises 02 JPEG, 03, and 04. Go ahead and open all four of them at the same time in Photoshop. You can see my tabs along the top shows that I have all four files opened. And I want to look at them all at the same time. So I'm going to go to Window, Arrange, and choose 4 up. When you do that, it breaks it down into this little grid and it makes it really nice and easy to see everything next to each other. So I'm going to click on this first top left one here. And you can see that this one is selected because the text in the tab is white, whereas the other ones that are not selected, the text is kind of grayed out a little bit. So I have that one selected. I'm going to hit Command minus on my keyboard to zoom out so that I can see the entire image in the frame. I'll click on the next one. Notice how my text lit up there. Hit Command minus a couple times to get it to fit the frame. Command minus on the third one. Click on the fourth one, Command minus, and that's great. So now among these 4 images, look for the file that is exercises 01. We're going to be building onto that file. So that's our main file that we're working on today. So now look for exercises 02. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag and drop this one on top of exercises 1. But we're going to hold down the shift button while we do that so that it centers it perfectly. Otherwise, we're going to kill ourselves trying to nudge it around to get it to line up just right. So click on exercises 2 JPEG so that the tab is highlighted. Start to click and drag to over exercises 01, hold down the shift button and then let go with your mouse before you let go of the shift button. Now you'll notice that exercises 2 looks the same as exercises 1. Why don't you go ahead and close the exercises 2 window so that we don't get confused. Then I'm going to choose exercises 3 and build on top of what I just did. So I clicked on it so it's highlighted. Click and drag, hold down the shift button, let go of the mouse button. Oh, there it goes. Okay, great. And now close exercise 3 window. And now I just have exercise 4. So I clicked on it to select it. I'm going to click and drag, hold down shift, let go of the mouse before I let go of the shift button. And now I have, you can look down here in your layers panel, you have all 4 layers there. So go ahead and close exercise 4 JPEG file. And now we can hit Command 0 to fill our window with the exercise 1 file. Okay, so I have right now layer 3 is the last one I put in, which was the exercise 4. And hopefully yours are all in the same order just to make it easy on yourself while you're watching this demo. Go ahead and choose this lasso, just the loose lasso tool, not magnetic, not polygonal, just loose lasso. And I'm going to draw a loosey-goosey lasso around my friend Danny here and his shadow. So I'm going outside of the image window to make sure that I get every edge of it. And then with the regular lasso tool, it closes automatically. So if for some reason your lasso goes crazy, and let me just show you, if you're like, oh God, what happened? Just hit deselect. If you're using a different lasso, the polygonal or the magnetic lasso, and it starts getting crazy on you, all you have to do is double click to get it to close, then deselect, and then you start over. So I'm just going to lasso him again one more time, loosey-goosey, get that shadow in there. All right, close it. And now comes the magic. Down at the bottom of the layers panel is a little rectangle with a circle in the middle. That is Add Layer Mask. Go ahead and click that button. And then all of a sudden, a second Danny pops into the window. So as you can see, if you look in your layers panel, what we did was we created a mask. So what we can see of the top layer is the white area that we lassoed. And what we can't see is the black area that was left out of that selection. So it just basically blocked all of that so that we can see the new layer below, which luckily Danny's popping in on the side of that layer below. So now select the next layer down by clicking on it one time in your layers panel. Go ahead and keep using that lasso and now draw around the new Danny that popped in. And up and around and close it. All right, great. And do the same thing. Hit that add a mask icon down there And here comes a third Danny. Now, it looks weird because I had lassoed really big around this first Danny, so he's kind of running into, the white area, the mask, is covering this third layer down here. So I'm going to go back up to the top layer that we have there, and I'm going to change my colors in my color palette here to the default, which is black and white. I can click on this little icon here, or I can hit the letter D and it'll automatically do it for us. And so I'm going to use black to paint out that extra stuff on that top layer. So I have black as my foreground color there. I'm going to choose the paintbrush. I'm going to use my closing bracket to make my paintbrush larger. And then I'm just going to paint, I forgot to select the mask. So I'm going to hit Command Z, select that mask so that that box is highlighted in your layers panel. And now start painting. Oh, it's like magic. It's really like magic. So this one's a little hard. It's a little tricky because he has this motion blur on his hand. So after you watch this tutorial, you're going to watch this other fantastic tutorial on how to select blurry or soft items like that. But for now, we're just going to keep it kind of loose like this and get the idea of that Danny back there. Let's get his full hand. Oops, my brush kind of extended over. I can make this a harder brush so that I don't have that issue. There we go. Let me make it a little smaller. Get all those fingertips in there without painting too much onto the layer 3 Danny. Click on layer 1. Let's get that lasso back. Go ahead and select this new Danny back here. It's okay if you overlap the Danny in the foreground of layer 3. And then once again, hit that add a mask icon, and then the fourth Danny shows up back here, and he's the one on the background layer down there. So we've got all these little quadruplets running around a car, crazy, crazy kids, and we have this really fun effect. Think about how you could possibly use this for your creep show assignment. There's just so many possibilities with fun things like this in Photoshop. Thanks so much for watching.